So for this caramel pudding, I've got 5 eggs. I've got a tin of Nestle condensed milk, and I love Nestle as the brand for this. It just reminds me of my childhood, but you can use whatever brand you like. I've got some vanilla extract, which I'm going to add to that as well. And a little bit of a tip, I grate a little bit of lemon zest to add into this as well, because I find it just helps to balance the flavor and just has that beautiful undertone to the whole custard in this recipe. And I've also got a cup of sugar here to make up the caramel. Now, you don't have to use a cup, you can use less than that. So just please adjust this to whatever you would like to taste. We're going to make our caramel, and we're going to add in the sugar and let that melt down. Some people add in water into the sugar to make the caramel. I personally don't, but you can add some water at this stage and help the sugar to melt down at the same time. You've got to really keep an eye on this because it turns brown very, very quickly, and you can see the caramel starting to form. Just going to turn the heat down slightly and continue to stir this. These have been nicely melted down. Now I'm going to turn off the heat. Now that the caramel has nicely browned, we're going to add it to a Pyrex dish. And we're just going to swivel that around to coat the bottom of the dish. Don't use anything other than Pyrex or metal, because otherwise for the heat of the sugar, the dish will crack. So now let's add in our eggs and give that a nice little whisk. We don't want to whisk it too much, but just a little bit to get some air through that. And next we're going to add in the condensed milk. Yum. And we're going to nicely mix that through. Don't worry if the mixture is a little thick at this point, that's just the way it is. And to the condensed milk, I like to add 1.5 cups of water. So just use the same can to measure it. So we're going in with 1 and then just a half. And we're going to just give that a really nice mix through as well. Now we're going to add in some of the vanilla. I like vanilla in these dishes. It really makes it so tasty. Nice little mix through. And I also like to add in that little bit of lemon rind. And by a little bit, you can see I'm just grating it ever so slightly. And in it goes. And that will make all the difference. And we're just going to mix that through as well. And that's it. That's the custard. We're going to add our prepared custard in here. So I've prepared a tray with some water in it, a water bath for the caramel pudding, and I'm just going to put the pudding into the oven. I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees, and I'm going to bake this for between 35 to 45 minutes until it's done. So now it's been 45 minutes and I'm just going to test to make sure the caramel pudding is done, and it is. The skewer has come out nice and clean. Now we're going to let this cool so that we can serve this delicious caramel up.